of doing an abortion, in the case of a female has been raped,
Yeah.
you know, would that class as being lawful or unlawful?
I mean, you know, to be truthful,
And
it's probably
it's-
one of those really tough, what we'd call a tough situation with tough choices to make. And what the research shows, several things, and then, you know, the heart issue is that 1% of women who are assaulted actually conceive, right? So that's 1 in 100. There's also research that's been done that shows where the woman carries the baby to term and either parents or adopts, she actually deals better with the original assault that got her there in the first place than those that aborted, because the abortion becomes a second trauma, right? And there is increasing research on the post-traumatic stress side of an abortion trauma, right? Actually, that used to be in the DSM manual, and they took it out when abortion was made legal after Roe versus Wade. So it was recognized that there could be a post-traumatic stress element for a woman or a man following an abortion experience. And then the other thing we need to consider is that I don't know of anywhere where a man who commits that grievous assault is given the death penalty, right?
Should.
If he is arrested and he's charged and he's properly convicted, he would do some time, right? But we don't actually give him the death penalty.
Yeah, that's
But then
that's
why
another topic.
why do we, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, why do we do it to the baby?
Yeah, well,
That
true.
really is an innocent bystander in the whole thing. And then you know, and we've dealt with clients who, we've had a couple clients who have been assaulted and became pregnant. And you know, if you listen to her without the ideology surrounding, what she would say is that this baby is also part his. Is not entirely his, not entirely the perpetrator. That's part of her baby as well. And you know, I have a friend who's a pro-life attorney in the States, and she was conceived as a result of rape, and she has a campaign called Save the One. And one of the things she says is, would you look at me now as an adult and say, because I look no different to you.
Yeah.
I'm an accomplished mom, I've adopted, I'm an attorney, I have a life, I'm married. Would you look at me now and say that I should not have lived, that I should have died in the womb?
Yeah.
So it's not so much whether the child should be born, but what do we do after? What level of care does she need?
But, I mean, on the side of pro-choice, you know, shouldn't the mother at the end of the day have that choice? I mean, who is to say that, because there are some people who are strong and they're able to. You spoke about the parents, the family that gave birth and eventually the child died. It brought them closer. But the truth is, I mean, maybe you know the statistics better than I do, but for someone who's not as strong, this may not go down that road, you know?
Why do you ask that question? Because then we need to look, our society needs to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what kind of a society are we?
Yeah.
Because are we going to say that just because someone is weaker in a moment of crisis, that their choice should be regarded as a truly arrived at choice? What you find is that when someone is in a crisis, they tend to make a decision that has a long-term impact that they would not have made if they were not in a crisis. Right? That's why when a woman comes to us, the first thing we address in a very impartial way is to begin to assess what's the crisis. And we begin to assess how can we remove this. And we say to the women who come to us, you know, if after we've dealt with all the things that concern you, you still want an abortion, that's entirely your decision, right? But do you know in the 8 years we've been operating, not one has gone down that road? Not one woman that we've dealt with still went down that road. Well, what does that